Here, yours fell. You can have mine. She said it with the complete certainty of a 4-year-old who has assessed a situation and arrived at the only acceptable conclusion. She was holding out her strawberry cone, barely eaten, still architecturally sound, to the woman in the clown costume who had been standing at the edge of the festival grounds, looking at the dropped cone on the grass with an expression that was, beneath the painted smile, genuinely disappointed. The clown looked at the ice cream, then at the small girl, then at the father standing slightly behind her, whose expression was the particular mixture of pride and helplessness that arrives when your child does something that is both correct and slightly inconvenient. "I have another one at home," the girl said, which was not strictly true, but was the kind of thing you say when you've made a decision and want it to be understood as unconditional. The clown took the cone. She ate one small bite with the particular solemnity of someone receiving something real. "Thank you," she said. "What's your name?" "Willa," the girl said. "My dad bought it for me, but I think you needed it more." The clown looked at the father. He looked at his daughter, then at the clown, with the expression of a man who has learned to trust his 4-year-old's assessment of situations. "I'm Beckett," he said. "She's usually right about these things." The clown's name, her real name, was Sloane Vare. She performed at the Milford Summer Festival under the name Piccolo, working 4 days of the festival circuit with the same ease and commitment she brought to everything she did with her hands and her face and her particular gift for reading an audience and giving them exactly what the moment required. What the Milford Summer Festival did not know, and what the festival grounds had no occasion to reveal, was that Sloane Vare was also the founder and principal investor of Vare Entertainment Holdings, a company that owned and operated 4 regional touring circuses, 2 permanent family entertainment venues, and the festival circuit itself, on which she was currently performing as a clown. She had started performing at 19, before the company, because she had loved it. She had built the company at 22 because she had understood, from performing, what the industry needed and how to build it better. She had kept performing, not always, but often, in the smaller markets and the summer festivals, because she had found that staying close to the work kept her honest about what the work was supposed to feel like. She was wearing the full costume. She was fully in it. Willa had not been fooled by any of it. She had seen a person whose ice cream fell. Beckett Marin was 33 years old and was doing his best. Single father for 18 months, not from tragedy, but from the quiet, undramatic dissolution of a relationship that had simply finished. He had Willa 4 days a week and every other weekend, and on the days he had her, he brought his full attention and nothing less. He was a structural engineer, methodical and precise, with the particular gift of seeing how things held together. He had brought Willa to the Milford Festival because she had asked 14 times, which he had counted, and because the 14th time had been phrased as a formal request with both hands folded, which he had found impossible to decline. He had not expected his daughter to give away her ice cream. He had expected it to end up on her shirt, which was the historical precedent. He watched Sloane eat the cone with that one careful bite and thought about the expression she had made before she saw Willa. The genuine, unperformed disappointment of someone for whom the cone had mattered in a small human way. He thought, that's a real person under a lot of paint. Sloane came back to find them at the bench by the fountain 20 minutes later, out of costume for the break between performances. In street clothes, face cleaned, the transformation complete. She was carrying 2 replacement cones. Willa looked at her for a moment. "You're the clown," she said. "I am," Sloane said. "Strawberry for the one I ate. And an extra." Willa took both with the focused efficiency of someone who has learned not to argue with good outcomes. She held one out to her father. "She brought you one too, Daddy," she said. He looked at Sloane. "You didn't have to come back," he said. She gave me her ice cream, Sloane said. It seemed like the obvious response. They sat on the bench, the three of them, which happened naturally in the way that natural things do, without anyone deciding to make it happen. Willa ate her cone, and narrated the festival in the ongoing commentary style she had developed as her primary mode of observation. Sloane listened with the full, easy attention of someone who has spent years reading rooms and knew when a room was genuinely worth reading. Beckett watched his daughter talk to this woman who had come back with 2 cones and was listening to a 4-year-old describe a Ferris wheel with the seriousness of someone at a briefing. "Do you work at the festival?" he said. "I perform," she said. "Piccolo." She paused. "I also own some of it, the management side." He looked at her. "The festival circuit?" "Among other things," she said. He looked at Willa, who was explaining the specific physics of the Ferris wheel to no one's direct request. "She gave her ice cream to a stranger," he said quietly. "She does that. She sees what someone needs, and she just acts on it." "She was right," Sloane said. "I needed it." "I know," he said. "That's what I mean. She's always right." Sloane looked at Willa, at the cone, at the small girl who had seen a person under the paint and had offered the obvious solution with both hands. "The festival has a family ambassador program," she said. "We partner with local families to give feedback on the experience. What works for children, what doesn't, what's missing." She paused. "It's paid, it's flexible, and it involves coming to events." She looked at Beckett. "I'd like to ask you to be part of it. Both of you." "She'd require full creative input on the feedback," he said. "That's precisely the point," Sloane said. Willa finished her cone and looked up with the strawberry pink expression of someone who has completed something satisfying. "Was the ice cream good?" she said to Sloane. "The best I've had," Sloane said. "Because of who gave it." Willa received this information with the dignified satisfaction of someone whose assessment had been confirmed. She stood up and announced that she wanted to see the Ferris wheel again, which was not a request. Beckett stood. He looked at Sloane. "Thank you," he said, "for coming back." "Thank your daughter," she said. "She started the whole thing. Give your ice cream to the person who's fell. Do it with both hands and without conditions. The kindness that looks like a small thing is always the thing that brings the right people back to the bench. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Let's spread more stories of kindness and hope together."